What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and today I'm going to copy a video that I saw from Casino, and I'm gonna run with this idea and make exactly the same content. But to be honest, many times I don't have enough filler content, and I don't like to make fluff videos like offer review or something like that, like what's my best T4s of this month. So because I don't like to do those type of fluff videos, I rather copy Casino's idea and run over with it. And so in this video I'm going to take a look at my war matchups, and I will do this every single day that I have war, so it's going to be 3 times a week, and this is going to be as a filler. And not only we are going to take a look at my war offense, the matches I did, what I did correct, what I did wrong, but we are also going to take a look at my defensive wins in case there was some, and also on the layout of the enemies and what I think the layout could be better, which rooms I attack first, and so on. So we'll take a look into that. So if you like the video, like always, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. And once again, if you want to see exactly the same content but with more big PP, with bigger punch-ups and stuff like that, you can check out Casino's channel. He has similar videos but with bigger punch-ups. I like to play to win, not to show off, and I already have bad reputation, and so if you want to see big punch-ups, check out his channel. Otherwise, make sure you stay tuned. And by the way, just to clarify, when I started my YouTube channel, I was always trying different teams, different counters, and that's how I came up with the 3 symbiotes, OG symbiotes, against Red Skull, and it was one of my popular videos back in the day. So back months ago when I started my channel, I was doing these wacky experiences. I was doing also punch-ups because it's a easy grab for views. And some people have been saying around that I'm bad at Alliance Wars, but no, not really. I have a very flawless record, and usually like for an entire week I have maybe 1 fail, maybe 2, but it's very rare. So with that said, let's take a look at the matches I won, and then let's take a look at my defense, and then take a look at the layout of this alliance, Hydra V4V. I was actually part of this alliance back in the day, but because I was in school at the same time, I had to leave this alliance. It didn't match my schedule, but it's nice to face them as enemies. So yeah, with all that said, let's get started. Okay, so the first matchup, it's the usual Purple Hydra, Zemo Hydra, whatever you want to call it, against Red Skull. And like I said before, I always play to win, I don't play to show off. So I know I can easily punch 100k or whatever with this team, but I play to win, I don't play to show off. And that's why right now my alliance is one of the best out there. We are on top 50 on the world, so that's pretty good. And I like to use Namor here. I think he's amazing, and right now because I'm not using Red Skull on defense, and that's because Red Skull on defense is useless, then I rather have him on offense. Red Skull gets the boost from Zemo and also from Crossbone, so makes him a lot stronger. And the minions, many times they get spawned next to Zemo, so they are going to get all the benefits from being next to him because he is Hydra and whatever. So as you can see, this team completely demolished the other one. Obviously, this is a very easy matchup, and that's why I said you can punch up very easily 100k or something like that. But it's a great combination. You can use Kingpin, you can use Red Skull, you can use a few other characters, and yeah. So I didn't even end up this video from one I just started to the other, and I went for another easy W, which is the XMen against the Dr. Octopus Sinister 6, especially with Sworn and Electro and whatever. Like, this version is very easy. If they have Vulture, He can turn rewind you a little bit, but it's not a huge deal. It's another easy win. And yeah, so we start with defense down. That's actually something I like, so we take more damage on Phoenix. Usually this is a problem if we get like the disrupt on Psylocke, because you don't want her to have anything, so you can hide her. And like this, we got the attention a little bit of Psylocke, of Phoenix. And I usually don't spend the special or the ultimate or whatever. I just do single target damage, focus on Lady Electro or Swarm, whoever gets the taunt. Usually it's Lady Electro, so focus on her. She can do some nice damage to Colossus, as you can see. But this one, she was kind of lame, probably low yellows and probably low reds as well. So it was very, very easy to deal with. So as soon as that happens, I do the regen to counter the bleeds that we have on Cyclops. I did the ultimate also to get more regens, defense up and so on, increasing the damage of the bleeds. And then this guy has the T4 on Mysterio. Why? Like the team is so small, why you have the T4 on Mysterio? Well, like we can take a look. 64,000, I mean, not bad. Maybe got 6 red stars from the offer we had the other day, but still that's a very luxurious T4. Okay, so now let's take a look at the other matchups. Okay, so now we have the Wave 1 Avengers with Thor and with Coulson. This is a very big Thor, as you guys can see, and Coulson, it can be problematic as well, but not against the Black Order, obviously. Now, when I have this team on defense, I like to use Hawkeye instead. The slow and the blind are really annoying, if you are lucky, of course. And this team is not a huge problem. I usually use Ultimus with the Kree to defeat this team, and I think we'll see another clip of that in the future. But as you can see, if you focus on Black Widow and Coulson first, then they have no chance, because you'll get immunity and you'll get the shield as well. So even that this big ass Thor is trying to do some nasty damage, it's not a problem. We have all that huge shield, and my Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight and even the big boy, they are both they are all of them at level 65. So this is trash team, to be honest. My Black Order is quite trash. I'm waiting Call Obsidian to become farmable to start investing in this team. So yeah, like as soon as you get done with the Coulson, which should be your main target right away, and second Black Widow, then this team have no chance. Like with the slows from Ebony Maw, with all the damage and all the second attacks that we get from ISO 8, this team just destroys. I use Skirmish on everyone except Call Obsidian and Thanos, which I use Striker instead. Okay, now we are going to take a look at the Brotherhood versus the Tech Nerva, or whatever people call this team. And many people ask me how good is Sabretooth on this team. He's very good, obviously. So with Toad, you want to remove as many defense subs as possible, and then you want to put everyone together in a way that you can kill Minerva and Rocket at the same time. And when you are attacking into the security, you should always try to use the Brotherhood, because they apply the blind early on and you are not affected by the defense down from the room. So that's just a great way not only to counter the team but also to counter the room. Now my characters, all of them have a Striker as ISO 8 and Toad as Skirmisher. That allows me to do massive damage in terms of single target, and that's especially good when you are facing Captain Marvel or something like that, and when you want to focus on Minerva as fast as possible. And as you can see, like the damage is just insane because of that. Even that we only have 50% chance of Toad to apply the Skirmisher, I think that's well enough, because not only you have the 50% every turn that is not towed, but you also have his own turn, so that's going to be another one in case that you miss that 50% chance. So I really like to use this team against Tech Nerva. It completely destroys them, and as you saw, just very easy. They melt with all those bleeds. Okay, so now we have the Inhumans against the Red Skull, and I have seen some people losing against the Brick Red Skulls. I don't know exactly why, and my Inhumans team is trash. It's all about Crystal, Black Bolt, and Yo-Yo, Quake, and Karnak. They are both trash, but I use this positioning just in case Karnak dies, Crystal stays alone, and like this there will be no chain attack or something like that. So I usually start with Disrupt there so I can avoid the taunts, and then I can focus on the Trooper. I like to kill the Trooper as fast as possible, so he stops doing all that extra damage that he does. He does quite a lot of damage. If I had some big red stars on this guy, on Trooper, I would probably invest on this team, but because it's not the case, I just ignore him. He has Striker, that he has Raider. That's a little bit interesting. Okay, so yeah, we are focusing on that guy, but because he's so low right now, I just ignore him. I try to get everyone as low as possible, and then you can just ultimate with Black Bolt, and because of that, they will not be able to revive. So here I messed it up a little bit. I could have waited and do single target damage. I have a Striker on Crystal and on Black Bolt. That allows me to have more control because I'm applying more slows and more bleeds, rather than being like this utility character giving vulnerabilities to other characters. I already have everyone else with Skirmisher, so Black Bolt and Crystal can be the both strikers, and I find it the most convenient way to use them. So as you see, Red Skull 400k. I heard there is some T4 that makes Red Skull a little bit funny. I don't know, I have not seen anything special about it, and yeah, like 400k Red Skull, of course you're gonna run over you're gonna run through it easy with the Inhumans. I really can't figure out why some people lose this matchup. Okay, now we have the Wave 1 Avengers once again with Coulson, which is surprising once again. And like I said before, I like to use Ultimus team against this team, and usually I use Vision here on the position of Loki, but one of you on my live stream suggested that Loki is a good character as well for this team because of defense down and so on. And yeah, I can see it, and especially true if your Ultimus is not as strong as mine. Mine is completely maxed out in terms of ISO 8. Best ISO 8 for him is Striker. I use a Skirmisher on Loki, and I don't have any T4s on Loki. If you want to have him as a good character, you should really consider a few T4s. I think at least a special or something, I can't remember, but that's a good T4. And I have Loki on offense because I split apart my entire Asgardians, and I use each of them on different teams. So as you can see, like usually I use the ultimate from Ultimus to destroy Hulk, but right now he was already destroyed, so it was like such a overkill scenario. And yeah, like well, like I said before, I like Vision here, but Loki has his utility as well because these clones, they are quite annoying with all those dodges and so on. And whenever one of the clones dies, that's more speed up for Nerva, especially because I have the passive over T4, which is very useful on Dark Dimension when you use her alongside Hela. So yeah, it was a good way to put like icing on the top of the cake and make it a little bit better. So I'm not sure if like I like Vision, I like this version as well, but I think overall I get more utility out of Vision because I don't need to have him as like too big in order to make him useful. With Loki, I feel that I have to invest more on him until he becomes like very useful for this team. So yeah, like Ultimus with Striker, ISO 8, and everyone else giving like the Skirmishers and so on, he completely destroys the team. He applies defense down and ability block with his basic, and even with the isolate attack, so that's just massive. And yeah, this is one of my favorite counters against the Wave 1 Avengers. It completely destroys Hulk right away, unless you are on the reactor. On the reactor it can be a little bit problematic. And yeah, it's one of my favorite counters. You can easily punch up 100k, but yeah, here I was just playing too safe. Okay, now we are going to take a look at Supernatural with Hela, because Scarlet Witch is trash. And Hela in this team is amazing. Hela she's so good, man, like it's amazing. So whenever Greg dies, Greg heals the Supernatural and also heals Hela, so you get a 3-for-1. And yeah, it's amazing. So Hela getting focused early on, that's fine because we can revive her. And as soon as you get the train going, there is no way they can do anything. So all these Gregs, they are killing Hela a little bit, but they are also healing her up. And they are also giving energy to Doctor Strange and to Mordo. So that's why I'm not concerned, because you can revive Hela very, very early in the match. So we start applying those bleeds, then shield security taunted, and that was a little bit annoying, but you know what's going to happen now. Even with only 2 buffs, we are going to spread them around, and and everyone gets demolished. Man, this team is so good. I really, really love it. It's amazing how well this team works, and that's especially true because I don't like to invest in trash characters, and unfortunately Scarlet Witch right now is a trash character, and yeah, it took 1 minute 20 seconds to destroy it. Yeah, it was a punch down, but at this point in the war, we already got done with them, and yeah, it's just for all those credits, because we need them. War credits, very important. Okay, so let's take a look at the last 2 matches. Okay, so now we are taking a look at XForce versus Tech Nerva once again. Now, I usually don't use XForce. I don't know why I don't feel very comfortable with this team. Maybe it's because on Blitz they are kind of trash, but on Alliance Wars they are quite good. And this is 100k punch up, and it was on the reactor. I was a little bit concerned about this. Once again, I don't have too much experience with this team, but I thought it would be okay. The isolates that I have for them is healer on all of them, because I like to have as much sustain as possible. And I have fought like 200k punch-ups where that isolate healing on all of them made a huge difference, especially because with the stack up from Cable's shield and Negasonic shield as well, it becomes like the amount of sustain is just way too great to deny its value. So we destroyed Star-Lord right away, then we went for Rocket, he died already twice, and now with Domino we transfer all those negative effects to Deadpool. Then he bugs out, of course, then we have the dodge with Vision, and Vision can be extremely annoying on this team sometimes. I fought once 600k with the other team, which I lost because Vision was dodging constantly. And yeah, like as soon as you get Star-Lord and Rocket done, even if you have to kill them twice, this is easy win. Even 100k punch up, this is like a joke. So, and finally we have the last match, and this one I was a little bit concerned. This one was going to be an experiment. Someone on my Discord told me about this team. I think it was Favir. He told me about Symbiotes against the Marauders. Now, I didn't felt comfortable at all with this team, and I still don't feel, and you're gonna see why. I think my isolate are just way too low or something like that. I think if I had the Skirmisher at level 5, it would be extremely easy. But without Skirmisher level 5, Skirmisher just level 1, I just don't feel that this team works out, or I don't know. So I try to remove as many buffs as I can from Strife, or maybe I just have way too many strikers, I don't know. And my Scream is a little bit low as well, so she can't remove positive effects as well as Venom, for example. I'll work on her eventually. So here I just keep trying to remove the taunts from Strife and so on. He told me that I should use the special of Anti-Venom early on, And yeah, that's what I did. So here I should have probably used the stun, I guess. Yeah, I should have used the stun on Mr. Sinister, and that would stop him from sharing the buffs around, and then I'll be able to get done with this team a little bit faster. So I think that was my mistake here. My mistake, but I still won. But it was just a little bit too scary. Like all those buffs, they scared me a little bit. So now I can stun, but there is no point because all of them have 1 or 2 turns of immunity. So I have to wait for that to go away. So I decided to focus on the clone to get that speed up going, and also the turn meter and so on. So once again, I have to focus on Strife. Or he didn't have the taunt, so I just went for him because he's annoying. Right now he has Disrupt, but the Disrupt will run away. I tried to one-shot him with Carnage, that didn't work out as well, but at least the Disrupt from Scream was very useful. But you can see that if Mystique is behind the Strife, that can be a little bit problematic for this team. It's better if you have like Sabretooth behind him. Okay, so now we have Scream going on. Once again, now she's removing those buffs, and without Strife, this team is no problem at all. We just focus on Mr. Sinister. We don't have any slow on them, but with the speed that we had was just enough to stop them. Now I tried to spread the bleeds on the other direction because she has immunity, so there will be no point there. And we would be applying the heal block for sure on Sabretooth. So yeah, now Sabretooth is dead, and now I'm focusing on Emma Frost, and as you can see, like when she's in diamond form, she has insane resistance and I'm not able to apply any negative effects to her. So I have to wait for her to get out of the diamond form, so then I can stun her, and then I can apply some bleed. So instead of stun, I did the ability block. Now I do the stun, so she's gonna be on that situation for a while, and I can finally take her out. But as you can see, the time is running out, so I think that was a big mistake of mine to don't stun Mr. Sinister before he does the special, but lessons learned. Next time we'll try it once again and see if we improve it on the strategy. And Favir, if you are watching, let me know which ISO weight do you have in order to make this a little bit better. I would definitely see that on level 5 it would be amazing, but at level 3 I don't feel so well with it. Okay, so as you guys saw, we won the war. Obviously we have we don't have many whales. Probably we only have like 1 or 2 whales, probably more dolphins than whales, to be honest. But my alliance, we are quite good at efficiency. We usually have very few losses. So in terms of defensive wins of the enemies, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. And one of these was bugged because someone DC. So 13 losses, that's 50% of everyone in the alliance. That's quite amazing. And many people think that defense is not great. Defense, it's better to go full offense when you have low TCP, but when you are like at 6 million or above, you should consider having at least 2 or 3 very strong Alliance War defenses. And as you can see, in terms of defensive wins, I have 4, another 4, so 8, then 12, 12, 18, 20, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 29 wins compared to 13. So that's just amazing. And they did a good job as well, having around 1 fail per person. It's not great, but it's better. And yeah, my alliance does pretty good. We do top 100, and whenever we lose, it's always because the other alliance buys way more packs of shame than we do. So now let's take a look at my defenses and see which teams the enemies use against me, and then let's check out their layout. Okay, so now we're taking a look at the defensive situation, and on my room I'm together with Sky. Some people say Sky is a girl. Like, I don't care, you should treat everyone on the internet like they are white and like they are males. If someone says it's a girl, usually it's a trap, so be careful with that. So in terms of my teams, I was trying a few teams to see what they do better than others. So I did Shield Coulson, but instead of having the Shield Assaulter, I used Hawkeye, and I thought like maybe the blind is going to screw up with one of the Brotherhood, because he also gets the speed up and stuff like that. I think, I'm not sure, I can't remember if he gets speed up or not. But yeah, the blind can really F up with his team, because that's what happens with the mercenaries and so on. But I think my minions, they are just way too low to be relevant. Maybe at a higher level, like 450, this team will be a little bit better. But it's something that I'll take a look in the future. Then my Fantastic Four with my Trash She-Hulk and with my Trash Thing, they're all very, very small, as you guys can see. This one tier 9, this one tier 10, the other two tier 11. And as you can see, big punch down, and they won, so obviously no problem there. The Fantastic Four usually can punch down on Fantastic Four with She-Hulk, so yeah, nothing special there. Then I have my mercenaries. On my mercenaries, I'm using Raider on all damage dealers, and that's because they can do tons of damage early on, and against the Black Order, for example, not mine of course because they are too small, but like a 400k, 450k, they can kill Thanos before he has his second turn because of that critical damage, and that comes from Bullseye passive, and that's why I have critical on all of them. But of course they use XForce and big punch down, so obviously they won. Then we have Sky. Then we have a surprising win here. I was very impressed that my Young Avengers won against the Fantastic Four, especially with a minor punch down. So I don't know what happened, but we have American Chavez and Miss Marvel to survive. That's like extremely strange, but thanks for the W. And then we have Young Avengers with Shuri. Okay, whatever. Clean up team. Great job, I guess. Okay, now I have the Wave 1 Avengers. I was trying this one with Thor and with Iron Man. But my Iron Man is way too low, and my Thor is kind of low as well in terms of red stars. But even so, the other team decided to do a big punch down with the Cyclops and the XMen plus Phoenix. So that was quite surprising, but yeah, I guess they were a little bit fearful of the situation. Then I was testing out this team with Shuri, with Sif, with Rocket and Star-Lord. Like I said before, I splitted my Asgardians into 4 different teams, and to improve other teams, and so I don't have to invest in trash characters once again like Heimdall or Scarlet Witch or something like that. They use the Symbiotes. I guess that's fine. I didn't use Hela and the Asgardians, so I guess I still consumed symbiote team, so that's useful. Then finally I have my Marauders, and my Marauders, they are on full offense, as you can see from the ISO weights. I don't think this is the best way to deal with it, but with a big Black Order like this one, obviously they are going to win. But maybe if it was a small one, these guys do quite a lot of damage with this ISO weight, so there was a possibility for a win, but such a big Black Order, obviously they were going to lose, so that's fine. I still got a few W's after with my Sinister 6, quite surprising. I used Green Goblin instead of Swarm. I used Swarm on offense with AIM team, and they used AIM-Tron and they lost. That was extremely surprising. Then a 4 versus 5 against XForce, they also lost. And here the win is definitely thanks to Green Goblin, because he removes all those dodges that they have, and that can be quite annoying. Then they use another Patron team. As you can see, Patron, it's power armor with Ultron, and they lost. Like, and I have full health. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, it's the power of the Green Goblin. If this guy was at 5 red stars, I would invest a lot more in him. And then finally with another XForce, all at gear tier 13, punching down on my team, they were finally able to win. But that said, the the defense score of this match. And yeah, 4 wins, pretty good. I'm quite happy with the results, but I'm going to do a few tinkering on some of these teams that I was using on defense to get a few more wins for the next match. Okay, and finally we are going to take a look at the layout of the Hydra V4V and if I like it or not. I'm gonna say from the start I really don't like it, and we're gonna take a look at the reason why. So they have early on the med bay exactly here on top. Now my alliance does not agree with this, my alliance leaders, the war captains or whatever, but for me the med bay is one of the most important rooms, and if you find it you should destroy it as early as possible, because that's 40% less HP that your enemies are going to have. 40% is a huge number and you should get rid of it as fast as possible. Like if you find it early on, destroy it. And in my alliance we use the double drill strategy. So if you have a situation like this, we are going to find a med bay very early on, and then you're gonna get wrecked. That's just how easy it works. So having the med bay so up here is just nonsensical, but okay, sure. Then in the middle they have the cargo bay. That's okay, depends on what's under the cargo bay. Then on top they have the bridge. Like this is very basic strategy of rooms. Then they have the security. Like protecting the med bay with just the security is not enough. The med bay should never be so much on top, and early on in the war this is like all the Brotherhoods are going to destroy this one, and their med bay, they had such a trash defense that I was like, is this for real? We always thought that there was going to be some huge like black orders or something like that at the end. It was not the case. We were very poorly impressed by their setup, and that's why we got such a few losses on attack. So under that they have the security, we blow it up right away. Then they have the armory. That's a good place for the armory, I guess, but let me see. So yeah, they had armory, but the reactor down. Like, why the reactor so down? The reactor should never be so down. You can double buff with the security or something like that. Like this, it's terrible. Like I really don't understand this layout. It's complete garbage. Then having the hangar here in front of the security. Like I don't know what type of alliances they find that go through the middle. It's a terrible strategy to go to the middle. Through the middle, you should always double drill. And yeah, so it makes no sense for me. But if you have any thoughts about it, let me know in the comments below. And then we have the bridge. Then we have the engineering. Oh, so I wanted to say the engineering. Giving defense up. Why is the engineering giving defense up to the bridge? Is this to protect the hangar? Really? Like the hangar is trash. If you have the med bay here and the reactor here, that would be actually quite amazing. But like this, it makes no sense. I really can't understand it. Like, and I'm laughing just because it's funny. It's not because like I don't know, like trash layout. So barracks down, armory down, the med bay really on top, and the hangar in the middle. Like what? Very strange. But yeah, so that was the layout of the Hydra V4V. I think they have a terrible layout. They should really work on the layout. And yeah, so that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. A little bit different from Casino. I really stole his idea, but I'm gonna run away with it and make it as filler content. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button like a boss. Give me some comments below. What do you think about the video? Is it too long? Probably a little bit too long for most people, but we are going through every single element of the war and what can you improve on defense, on offense, and also in terms of layout. So I hope this information was helpful. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for Marvel Strike Force content. If you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.